Welcome to tonight's episode of Expedition Dogman. My name's Jamie and I'll be your host for this evening. Just a little bit of admin before we start. Please do like, share, comment and subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the content. We're trying to reach 500 subscribers by the end of next month, and I'm sure with all your participation we can do this. Anyway, on to tonight's episode, Dogman and the God Connection. Now, in recent reports I've been seeing links between the dogman and God. As we've mentioned before on this channel, are dogmen demonic? I honestly don't believe they are, and if you want to understand a bit more about that one, please do check out the videos previously. Anyway, on to tonight's topic. How are the dogmen related to God? Now, this boils down to three different things. 1. The Native American connection. 2. Spiritual connection. 3. The Nephilim. Now, the Nephilim are creatures that were sent here by God to do a bidding of his, and these sometimes are known as the fallen angels, but the question is, are they truly fallen angels, or are they native beings of this planet? It's very hard to understand and actually answer that one. But moving on to the Native American connection, I've mentioned this before. Now, let's go a little bit more into detail on that one. The Native Americans were very spiritual people. They worshipped the land and they worshipped spirit. So, if dogmen are evil, how can this be? How can spirit allow such a creature to exist? They wouldn't, is the operative word for it. Now, according to the Beast of Bray Road, the woman who did the research on that found that certain types of dogmen are known to guard portals and the Native American burial sites. How does this explain seeing them around the world? It doesn't. As I've mentioned before, Native American connection to the dogmen, these creatures have to be interdimensional to a certain degree in order to get around. And this moves us back to the spiritual side of the dogman. Is it a case they're living in a dimension just outside ours, and when our frequencies hit the right level, this is how we're seeing them? It's a very interesting one, and possibly a certain explanation, because this is what people believe about Bigfoot. Now, Bigfoot and dogmen, as I've mentioned before, they have similar traits, even though there is vast differences. But that's a different video entirely. Moving on. I was reading a few reports in certain dogman groups that I'm in on Facebook, and I read one from this guy called Monroe, and he was saying that he had a dream about one. Hopefully we'll get the story off him before long and we can go into further detail. But this dogman spoke telepathically to him and said, "God sent me to protect you." Now the question is, if these creatures are truly evil, as many people believe, why would a dogman turn around and say that they're here to protect? Certain dogmen we know can speak in telekinesis. There has been many different reports on dogman encounters where these creatures have mentioned things to people through telepathically. There was one particular story I remember listening to where these two dogmen were chasing this army jeep and they asked for the food on the jeep because they were hungry. This goes to show that not all dogmen are evil. Yes, as we all know, they're an apex predator, but are they very much like us? They're hyper intelligent, and is it a case they will only kill if they're hungry? But they can play sadistic games, and this goes back to what we was talking about in the flesh and blood aspect of them, that with anything you get your good and you get your bad, and certain creatures like to play sadistic games. Is that the case for the dogmen, that there's rogue ones that have gone wild that are doing this, but the rest of them just want a quiet life? It's highly plausible, and to be honest, why would they want to come in contact with humans when the first thing we would do is shoot them, then ask questions later, because we don't truly understand them? And this is the point I'm making. If these creatures were truly evil, then why is there different reports now coming out about these creatures saying that they're from God? It's an interesting one, and further studies need to be done into it. But what do you think? Let me know in the comment section down below, and let's turn this into a great discussion. and over the coming weeks we will be looking into the case of the Beast of the LBL. And don't worry, we're not having Roger on. I cannot stand that guy for the simple fact I think he's a fake. But we'll come back to that on a different video. But until next time, my furry friends, be aware of the howl.